Mason here, and I'm making a quick lunch here. A lot of people eat a raw food diet and they're so worried about how much time it actually takes to make the food. And I tell everyone, if you're going to be making these lasagnas and all these different types of nut loaves and everything else, that's very time consuming, and that's something you should save for a special occasion. But what do we do on a regular basis? Well, I thought of no better way for me than to show you what I do on a regular basis. Today I'm going to make a salad. I eat a salad every single day, and what really makes a difference with a salad is the dressings. You can make so many different salad dressings, and it changes the flavor and texture of the salad. Today we're going to make kind of a mock Caesar salad dressing, but there's no dairy in it at all, and it's completely vegan and raw. What we're going to do here is and I do this very quickly every day. I just see what I have around the kitchen, and I just throw it in the blender, blend it up. I could adjust the taste here and there to make it taste better or so on, if I want to add more salt or garlic or so on. I just look around what's in the kitchen and I use that, and then I just pour that right over a salad, and it's delicious. Well, like I said, today we got some almonds here, so I'm going to start off. There's no real amounts you need to put in here per recipe per se. You just play around with it. So I'm going to give you some kind of a guide of what I'm going to put in here right now, but it doesn't matter if I say put 1 cup of almonds and you put 3/4 of a cup or 1.5 cups, that's fine. You might need to add a little bit more water, or you might need to take out a little bit of water, that's fine, but there's no set rules on this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I have some pre-soaked almonds that I soaked last night. And these are non-pasteurized almonds. Most almonds you find in the store that say raw are actually pasteurized. These are non-pasteurized almonds, and they're on my website at rawlife.com. So I'm just going to put 1 cup of almonds here in this blender, and then I'm going to I normally use pine nuts, but I don't have pine nuts, so I'm going to put some cashews in here. About a handful of cashews, and then I'm going to add some garlic right here. Now I'm going to throw this garlic right in here, and I don't even need to cut it because it does the skins and everything. I just throw it in there, and I don't even need to take it out of the shells. So the garlic's in there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some lemon. So I have some nuts, some garlic. I'm going to squeeze some lemon. This is 1 whole lemon I'm squeezing, and squeeze that in there. That's pretty much a great base for any recipe right there. You can just add different types of nuts and so on. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little Celtic sea salt. And now some people like to use Namashoyu or Bragg's liquid aminos, but I just put a little sea salt, and it's always important to put a little less, because you know add more later if you want to. But if you put too much, it's a lot harder to balance things out. So I'll put a little bit of salt in there. Then I'm going to take some cayenne pepper, and I'm just going to put some cayenne pepper here. Just a little bit, like I said, it's better to put less than more. So I have that. Then I'm just going to take 1 cup of water, and I'm just going to put that in there. And depending how much water you put in will determine the consistency of what comes out of it. So I have that there, and I'm just going to blend it up, and here we go. There you have it. Now that's all blended up and smells wonderful. And then you have a nice Caesar salad dressing. You just pour that right over a salad, and it's wonderful. And you can even make some things you could put here. I have some fennel left over. I can sometimes put the fennel in there. And once you've made the recipe, you can always add stuff. Sometimes a red pepper makes this delicious. So there's so many different types of dressings you can make. Now as for the salad, there's many different types of salads you can make also. One of the important ingredients in salad is the greens. So I'm going to chop up, today I have some bok choy, I have some lettuce, and I have some fennel and celery, and I'm going to put all that into a bowl. I might put some sunflower seeds in there. I don't like to put raisins in there because it is a sweet and it doesn't combine well, but some people like raisins in their salads. All that is fine, because remember, whatever you have around the house, just put it in there. As long as it's raw, organic, ripe, and fresh, you'll be fine. You should be okay. And you don't want to eat too much of it. You don't want to overeat, but this will fill you up. A small amount of this will fill you up if you're eating a high quality, nutritious, raw, ripe, organic vegetables that are in there. And sometimes people put nutritional yeast in there. It gives it kind of a cheesy flavor, so I'm going to throw that in there as well. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make the salad with all these things and just pour this dressing right over that. and I might even sprinkle, if the dressing didn't come out as thick as I like it, I could either add more nuts or red pepper or something like that. Or another trick I do is sometimes I take flax seeds or chia seeds and I just put that right into the salad. And when I mix all that up together, it just tastes delicious and it gets a thicker consistency to everything. So right now I'm going to make this salad and then I'm going to pour everything right over it. And that's going to be my lunch. And every day I have a different salad with a different type of dressing. I keep it interesting. I keep it easy. This took me about not even 5 minutes to make this dressing. And the salad won't take more than about 2 or 3 minutes. And it's very simple to do this. So, you know, in the morning you can have, if you do eat fruit, or if you want to have 1 or 2 pieces of fruit, you can have that in the morning. You can have a nut milk in the morning if you like. Some people like to combine all that and have like a green smoothie if you want to do that. And then for lunch I'll have this. That's usually it for me. Right now it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll eat this. And I'm on a no dinner diet, which I talk about in my lectures and I'm writing a book on right now. So for me, after I eat this, that's usually it. However, if you want to eat again, that's fine. Just make sure, there's 2 things to make sure of. Number 1, do not eat at least 4 hours before going to sleep. Give yourself at least 4 hours before going to sleep. Now that doesn't mean to eat and stay up later. That means to make sure your last meal is earlier. So for example, if I was going to eat another meal this evening, I would make sure I do it at least 4 hours before going to sleep. I plan on going to sleep tonight around 10 o'clock or 10:30, so I'll make sure my last meal is in my plate and eaten by about 6 o'clock or 6:30 the latest. Another thing to remember is the light and darkness outside. If it's dark outside, it's ideal not to eat. So that's the other thing. How many hours before you go to sleep? Should be at least 4. And also, is it dark outside? So a better thing would have been to me to eat this a little early. If I was going to eat 3 meals, I would have adjusted it. I would have had this meal maybe around noontime or even 1 o'clock. And then I would have my last meal around 4 or 5 o'clock. I want to space it out well enough where I'm giving myself at least 4 or maybe even 5 hours between meals. The less meals you do, the easier that'll be. The more meals you include in your diet, the harder that's going to be. So I would recommend 2 to 3 meals a day. The average person right now is doing fine with 3 meals a day. My no dinner diet recommends 2 meals a day. Either way, you're going to be okay. But when you start getting into 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 meals a day, when you start eating unprocessed foods, when you eat the majority of your foods and the heaviest foods when it's dark outside, that's when you run into problems. Eat when it's light outside, try not to eat too late at night, don't eat too long before going to sleep, and don't overeat when you're eating, and you should be fine. So that's another tip from me, and you can go to my website on rawlife.com or paulneeson.com and see more of these tips. And I thank you, and I wish you have a wonderful raw afternoon.